All right, Shalom, Yasharala. Before we get started, we're going to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, the teacher rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And we're back with another video. The title of this one is called Americans Bracing for Violence After Election Day. This one come from an article. All right, but that's the name of the article. All right, just responding to it. All right, from End Time Headlines. And as you saw, it says Americans bracing for violence after Election Day. Which, if you don't know, Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th. All right, so we're gonna read it, go through it, and then we're gonna get some scriptures. And Lord willing, this is edifying. So getting into it, it says, in an era where political rhetoric has intensified, both sides of the aisle are expressing heightened fears about the stability of American democracy. Scripes, a news slash Opsis poll reveals that 60% over 60% of Americans believe violence on or after Election Day, November 5th, is somewhat or very likely, with 70% of Democrats and 59% of Republicans expecting unrest, and particularly high concerns among battleground state voters like Wisconsin. 72%, the specter of post-election violence looms large. As you got the two candidates, Kamala Harris, all right, and Donald Trump, or as we call him, Nero. But those are the two candidates that's running for president. And a lot of people believe we believe if Kamala gets in, there will be unrest in America. You know, and if Trump gets in, same, it's gonna be the same thing really, but he's gonna bring in. But it don't really matter who gets in. They're gonna bring World War III. They're gonna bring, you know, you know, Jacob Trouble is still gonna happen. Prophecy is still gonna come to pass. The mark of the beast is still gonna be made mandatory. It's gonna be implemented. So really, whoever gets in really doesn't matter. But if Kamala gets in, it's gonna look bad on America because they got a woman in office running the country, and women aren't supposed to run anything really. But continuing on, it says conservative Americans in particular see these threats not as isolated incidents, but as part of a broader erosion of public trust caused by political overreach, biased media narratives, and what they perceive as insecure election practices. These concerns have been exacerbated by unprecedented legal and political attacks on former President Donald Trump, with attempts to prosecute him and even disqualify him from the ballot in some states. And there's been speaking of ballots, they've been setting ballots on fire. I know it happened in like Oregon, and now that seems like all across. Let's see if we can pull it up. Slack. So you pull up. You got this: authorities to conduct U.S. Capitol complex evacuation drill on Monday. You got a lot of stuff going on since the Dodgers won the World Series. They said like chaos erupt in L.A. And that's from a World Series win. Let's see if I can find it, and I guess it's not on here, but we could look it up though. All right, ballot set on fire. And you go read on your own. CNN: police are searching for the person who set ballot boxes on fire in Washington and Oregon. All right. Let's see, let's go to news. All right. So yeah, you got a lot of Portland police say ballot box arsonist has wealth of experience with welding, metal fabrication. So you got ballot boxes on fire and stuff like that. But let's go back to the article and continue to read. Okay. So let's go back into it. It says I'm going to this paragraph right here. It says many Republicans view these efforts as a form of political warfare aimed at disenfranchising millions of Trump supporters, all right, by preventing them from casting their votes for the candidate of their choice. According to the poll, a significant number of Republicans, over 40%, indicated that if their candidate lost, they would attribute the loss to widespread election fraud. This concern highlights a persistent worry among conservatives about the security and fairness of elections, a concern that has led to calls to reform in several Republican lead states. For many conservative Americans, traditional in person voting remains the most reliable method. Only about one third of Republicans and less than half of independent Slovakia. Try to get through this, man. Ugh. Slovakia. Excuse me for that. It says only about one third of Republicans and less than half of independents express confidence in the security of ballot drop boxes, while trust in mail-in voting is only slightly higher, 38% among Republicans and 50% among independents. These low levels of confidence in alternative voting methods are not seen as unwarranted skepticism by Republicans. Rather, they are considered logical reactions to Slovakia. Irregularity. I can't say this word for my life. Irregular rights. I hope I said that right. Observed in past elections, such as delayed counts and reports of lost or mishandled ballots. To address these concerns, conservative-led states have passed legislation to tighten voting regulations, including requiring voter ID, reducing reliance on mail-in ballots, and implementing stricter oversight of ballot drop boxes. While these efforts are often characterized by Democrats as voter suppression, conservatives argue that they are necessary to protect the integrity of the electoral process. And I'll jump down here. I'll keep reading. It says public trust in mainstream media is another issue shaping conservative views on election integrity and post-election violence. Many Republicans feel that mainstream media disproportionately amplifies accusations against conservative figures while downplaying or ignoring similar accusations against Democrats. For example, Trump's response to the 2020 election results and the January 6 events received continuous media scrutiny, while statements from current administration officials labeling Trump and his supporters as threats to democracy have faced minimal critique. This perceived double standard has led many conservatives to seek information from alternative news sources, including Fox News and Newsmax, which are seen as more reflective of conservative perspectives and values. All right, so the Trump supporters, they're not trying to hear what happened last time. They say they say Trump was he they said it was a rigged vote, something like that. But let's get these scriptures though, all right? Because going into the violence aspect, all right. Let's start with 2nd Esdras 15 and 14, and it reads. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein," right? For the sword and their destruction. Matter of fact, let's read this in the GNT. All right, let's get that. This is 2nd Esdras 15. Come on, bro. "15 and 14, the GNT. Right? It reads, it says, "The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near." Right? Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil, right? With one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. There will no longer be free access to the cities. because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. You see, so it's gonna bring terror, destruction, and total confusion. If it is violence, after the elections or even during the elections. Some people believe that there will some believe that there will no be a election. It's not gonna happen. You know, but if it does, and the wrong person gets in, if Kamala gets in, people are gonna take to the streets, man. All right, people not gonna be too fond of having a woman running the country. Let's get Mark, right? Let's go to Mark 13. And 8, it says, "For a nation shall," I'm gonna start at 7. "And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in divers places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows." I want that word troubles, right? That word troubles in the Greek is
Strong's G 5016. Tarache. Tarache.
tarake. It says disturbance, commotion, a metaphor, right? A tumult, sedition. See? And down in Strong's definition it says disturbance, all right, i.e., it says a water, all right, roiling, or of a mob, sedition, troubling. Let's look the word sedition up. We should know what should. Well, let's look it up. Sedition, all right. It says
Sedition.
it says incitement of resistance to or insurrection against lawful authority. All right, who's a lawful authority? The police, your mayors, your governors. Okay, let's look it up in the to go over here. Define sedition in the world. All right.
Sedition.
It says conduct of speech enticing. So like enticing conduct of speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of state or monarch. All right, and troublemaking, rebellion, revolt, insurrection, rioting. Okay, civil disorder. And that's what they're afraid of. Americans, like I said in the article, bracing for violence after election day. You know, so there's gonna be a tumult, a sedition, commotion, disturbance. If that really happens, which it could. Now it doesn't have to be right after the election day. It could be a week after, like 2 weeks, 3 or a month. We don't know. It could be after the day after. We just gotta wait and see, man. It's all according to the Lord's plan. But this is the hopeful year. All right, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. All right, and Jacob's trouble is on. We're already in it, but it just hasn't gotten to the you know hasn't increased yet. This is for lack of better terms, right? So let's get Isaiah 19. All right, I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "The burden of Egypt," which is the spiritual Egypt, is talking about America. All right, read Revelation 11 and 8. It says, "Behold, the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai rideth upon a swift cloud. It shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom." It's going to be civil war. The Lord is going to bring civil war to America, man. All right. And we believe that. Go watch the movie Civil War. Go watch the movies that the apostles and the elders bring out. Or try. You're not gonna get all of them, but most of them you can. So it's gonna be civil war, race wars. All right, it's already a gender war going on between men and women, but that's what they want. They want this. They want the division among the people. See. So let's get the last one, Daniel 12, and this is all gonna lead to what Jacob's trouble, man. right? Time of the end, it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, the Israelites. And there shall be a time of trouble, right? Such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. It's going to be like a time no other, man, on earth. It's going to surpass 911, if you know what that is. We got talking code and stuff. But it's going to, I'll just say it's going to surpass 9/11, right? It's going to surpass, the, what else? All different types of, natural disasters that happen, you know, all things you could think of that happened in the world before, you know, it's going to surpass all of that. Slavery, all right? Even the times in the Bible. I was watching the elder from GMS Dallas. I believe his name is Yatazak, and the brother from Wisconsin. They was going live. It was going to surpass, the time that the Israelites were going in captivity. The Greek captivity. The abomination of desolation. 70 AD is going to surpass all of that, man. Right? And it says, I read it again. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, right? The elect, everyone that shall be found written in the book, and that's the elect, man. But praying and hoping we're of that number. And to show you this talking about Jacob's trouble, okay? Jeremiah 30:7, Matthew 24:21. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So this goes back to Jacob's trouble, man. See, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So it's gonna be a great tribulation, a great time of trouble, man. That's going to come upon the world. All right, not just on the Israelites, not just on America, but the world. You see, but this could be something. This could be nothing. But most likely, it's going to be something. Lord willing, it will be. So Americans bracing for violence at the election day. And pray that it happens, man. Because we ready to get out of here. All right, we're ready to get out of America. We're ready to get out of this, place of this cesspool, if you want to say. Tired of working, tired of getting up early, to go to work. And the brothers tired of paying bills, worried about your families and stuff like that. GMO food, the air is bad, all types of stuff, man. The animals are out of order. It hurts to see, animals. Esau is abusing, the Lord's creation, man. It hurts to see. It should upset you, man. It upsets me to the core. We can't wait to get this devil in our hands, man. But Lord willing, this was edifying. We don't give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord's will you was edified. Till next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.